Welcome to the First Spiritualist Church of Onset, Mass. Our Sunday services begin at 6:30, but as you know, due to the coronavirus, we are isolated, so that we want to be able to bring to you this message from Spirit, that we're not alone, that we have opportunities to reach out to each other in other various ways. So welcome again. We at the First Spiritualist Church of Onset try our best, along with the other spiritualist churches, to inspire and rejuvenate and bring hope and comfort to one another. And what we would like to offer you this evening is a little bit, not all of what we do during our church time. So again, thank you for joining us, and we're grateful to be here. Normally we would have a hymn, and then we would have our reflection. So we are going to have our reflection this evening for you. So Lisa, if you would please.
Good evening.
Good evening.
The reading is from Marianne Williamson, A Year of Miracles. Day 259. I use the power of a positive attitude to uplift any situation. My doubt, fear, negativity, and judgment have destructive power. My faith, love, positivity, and blessing have miraculous power. I will use my power wisely today. Sometimes it's just an encouraging word, a tender touch, or a friendly smile that can bring hope to someone's heart. Such moments represent God's love on earth. I will be His representative today as I try my best to bring love and hope to any circumstance. Wherever I go, may there be more love and peace because I am there. May my mind be ever alert to ways I can ease the path for someone. Dear God, please save me from a life lived only for myself.
Thank you, Lisa. These are important times, and times to really reflect and kind of open up to our higher knowing, only love is real. So as we move along into our service, we have our healing part of our service, and normally what would happen is we do hands-on healing. So in lieu of that, we'll be doing our prayer for spiritual healing, and we say this prayer goes out to everyone in the universe. Right now, we ask Infinite to send this to all souls in need, whether they're emotionally, physically, or spiritually suffering. And this prayer is very powerful. So you can say it along with us for those who know it. For those that don't, I'll do it slowly. I ask the great unseen healing force to move all obstructions from my mind and body and to restore me to perfect health. I ask this in all serenity and sincerity and honesty, and I will do my part. I ask this great unseen healing force to help both present and absent ones who are in need of help, and to restore them to perfect health. I put my trust in the love and the power of God. And again, we are asking that prayers go out, healing prayers go out into the universe, each and every one to be uplifted and guided and held in Spirit's arms. So now we would like to take, if you can get comfortable in your home, whether you're sitting up or laying down, this is a part of a process where we do during our hands-on healing service is a meditation. And so allow yourself to be relaxed and comfortable. I'm just going to put some music on. And as you're there, just take a nice deep breath in through the nose. And when you pull the energy within, take it from within your solar plexus and bring it up and just release and relax. Take the time to go within, especially during this time. We're all sequestered into the home, all together, even though that is a wonderful time in that perspective to be with one another. Oftentimes we just need our own space too. So even if you take 5 minutes to go into another room, to take time out, give it to yourself now. It's important. For when we're rejuvenated and we're enlightened, we bring that light to one another. So allow yourself to relax even more as we take another nice deep breath in and bring it up and exhale. And when you exhale, let all worries, cares, anything that's keeping us from being present in the moment, to utilize the beautiful energy of infinite, of love, of peace. So again, as your body starts to soften, and you let go of all the rigidity in your mind and in your body, let's take another nice deep breath in, pulling it up, holding it, and releasing. And now release any worries, any cares. Just see yourself in the most magnificent place, a place of beauty and bountifulness. Take the time to visualize right now the world with all the windows and doors open. And everyone is standing on their balcony or on their stairway with open arms in freedom. And in freedom and enlightenment and in joy. And see this in your mind's eye. For this is where we manifest that which we desire. In that vision of world peace, of good health in the world. This is the time that we can take to relinquish any fears that we have. So allow yourself to just close your eyes. And in our vision, see the world in the many countries that are in it. And as you view the world, you have a beautiful paintbrush in your hands. And you're going to take the color red. And you're going to paint it all over the world for creativity, for vitality, for energy. And as the color just lightly goes out in a beautiful etheric color, not dark, just light energy, you see everyone enlightened, everyone rejuvenated. And then you take the paintbrush again, and it comes to orange, and you just paint your beautiful world that you see in your mind's eye in the orange, in that beautiful temple of creativity and abundance and in joy. Is that chakra. It helps us to move forward and to be brave in this world. The red, we're feeling grounded to the earth. We're feeling that we belong here. And now take that beautiful, beautiful color of yellow, which brings the beautiful energy of expansiveness and intelligence and beauty, and our sense of purpose comes out with this color. Our knowing as we paint the world in the beautiful ray of yellow, giving it purpose. There's a purpose for everything, even what we're experiencing. There's a purpose for it. So yellow brings the beautiful colors of spring. Now in your beautiful vision, see the paintbrush dipping into the green. A beautiful green, a green that brings you sparkleness and excitement and helps your heart to open. And take the paintbrush and just paint the world in that beautiful iridescence of green, which is heart-centered. That we all know that we love one another. The joy of the world is within us. The world is beautiful and bountiful in this beautiful green. And we open up our hearts to one another during this time, where we think, what can we do to be of service and help to our brothers and sisters and those in the universe right now? That beautiful green, where we open our heart, where we allow people to come into our heart. We have compassion for one another, compassion for ourselves, and we forgive our brother and sister, because when times like this come, we really realize only love is real. All the stuff, all the shoulda, coulda, woulda is supposed to relinquish. And now with the beautiful paintbrush that you have, and in your vision, let's open up to the blue, the beautiful blue, whatever blue shade that you love. The sky blue, whatever it may be, ocean blue, take it and just brush it in your vision all over, like fairy dust, into the world. See it in a vision. And so now we enlighten everybody that we know our spiritual reason for being here, our higher knowing that only love is real. And this beautiful color of blue, where we have compassion and knowing that we're all here, we're not alone, we're here together. See this beautiful colors going all over to the country and the world. Beautiful universe that we have. And now we open to the violet and the white. And in these beautiful visions of the color coming out, we ignite our higher presence, our higher knowing, our higher self. And so we shade this all over to the beautiful universe, so that everyone is enlightened. Everyone comes from the highest and best for all concerned. And see this. And now see your world in your mind's eye, turning around. And as it turns, it brings all the colors to the clear crystal white. So the world becomes anew. It becomes crystal clear that we are here for one another. And now when you have the vision crystal clear in your mind's eye, you know that only love is real in the world, and that you have a purpose, and that you're here for a reason. So now you can gently go off to whether you want to take this time to go into a sleep, or whether you want to come back. And as you come back gently. Come back with knowing that you're here now. Come back enlightened, with 2 and 3 awakened, and ready to receive all the good and abundances of the universe. God's blessings. For those of you that don't know about spiritualism, I would like to go over the Declaration of Principles that we try to abide in our daily lives in doing, so you're welcome to join us. We believe in infinite intelligence. We believe that the phenomena of nature, both physical and spiritual, are the expression of infinite intelligence. We affirm that a correct understanding of such expression and living in accordance therewith constitute true religion. We affirm the existence and personal identity of the individual continue after the change called death. We affirm that communication with the so-called dead is a fact, scientifically proven by the phenomenon of spiritualism. We believe that the highest morality is contained in the Golden Rule. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. We affirm the moral responsibility of the individuals and that we make our own happiness or unhappiness as we obey or disobey nature's physical and spiritual laws. We affirm that the doorway to reformation is never closed to any soul here or hereafter. We affirm that the precepts of prophecy and healing are the divine attributes proven through mediumship. Lastly, we believe that divine love is manifested through loving service to all life. And we try to implement this in our daily activities, giving us full responsibility for our own actions and our own behaviors. And when everyone takes their responsibility for themselves, and we focus on ourselves, and we look at, what am I doing today? What am I doing right now that could make or break any situation around me? And so these are some of the things that we need to reflect now with what's going on in the world. We're all home, most, and secluded. And for those who aren't and are out there working and helping so that we will survive, we ask always to send healing thoughts to each and every one of them. And while we're home and sequestered in our houses, where normally we would be busy maybe, this is the time to reflect and think about, how do you want to implement your own principles in your life? How are you living your life? Are you living your life in strife and suffering and all of those negative attributes? Are you living in your life where you're open and you're receptive to others, and you're open and receptive to what you need to do for yourself so that you can live a more bountiful life? And when I think of bountiful, I think about what's happening in the world today. Everyone's in fear because they may perhaps lose their money, lose the things that they materially have. That is the fear that's echoing out there. And the government's working diligently so that we don't have that fear. And it's something to think about right now, is that if we didn't have the money, but we were still in our own lives happy and peaceful and in all the prosperity of joy, money doesn't bring us these things. We don't realize real wealth is far greater than money. Our wealth is in our integrity, it's in our education, it is in the way that we live our lives, and the way that we live our purpose, our life purpose. And wealth is a bountiful of enthusiasm that we have. And when we take the money away, if we use money to give us all those wonderful attributes, it's not going to work, because once it goes away, then the enthusiasm and the education and everything else that we worked hard for can go away too. So we want to look at that in our life right now. It is not what we have in a material sense, because if the material goes away, we still have us, and how do we feel within ourselves? So we give a lot of precedence to money, and there's nothing wrong with money at all. It is a vehicle that brings to us that which we desire, but if we make that everything, then we won't have that sense of who we really are, that sense of joy and enthusiasm and inspiration that we have within our hearts and our souls. And we won't be doing the things that we love to do, excluded if we don't have the money. So these are things to think about. What's the most important thing under this catastrophe that we're going on through right now is that we're home, we're safe, or we're working and saving others. And by being home and by following the rules, we're being safe. That we're not harming others. And we're not harming ourselves. These are things to think about, because it's a time to really look and see what our priorities are. What is it that's the most important thing in our lives right now? And this is an amazing time to work with not only ourselves, but our family members, and especially the children. This is the time that we can actually invent things, because we're in, and if we take the time to be in the silence and the quiet, this is the time that we can sit back and say, and let Spirit, let Infinite come in and give us ideas. Okay? The children can think, well, what can I make out of something? What is needed? What is needed in the world? I mean, that's how people invent things. They find where something doesn't work and they find out how to work it. So this is the time to be inventive, This is the time to write. This is the time to do the things that you normally wouldn't do. We don't have to struggle and make it striving within our house. There are a zillion ways people are utilizing this time. And thank goodness, and I never thought I would say this so meaningfully, is that we have the media, because we can find out what the other person's doing and we can invent something off of what they're inventing. And we can work together. There's a wonderful musician that actually got all his other musicians together and made this beautiful segment on Facebook that they're all playing this music together. That's amazing. So think about this time to go within, to give yourself that time. So what is it that I can do to offer? And there's so many people in the neighborhood, they're forming neighborhood groups on the internet, and they're wanting, how can I help my next door neighbor that needs some food, or how can I do this? It is when we're in service to one another, when we're giving to one another, that is when we become alive. Okay, that is when we have our sense of purpose. So if you're feeling sequestered, if you're feeling down, you're feeling low, you're feeling anxious, you're feeling all these things, the best thing we can do at that time is reach out to others, and others will inspire us. And once we step out of that depression or that feeling that we're alone, then we can start putting some tools together that people are suggesting. So if you feel alone and you say to yourself, I don't have anybody, I'd suggest sit down and write down all the people that you've known your whole entire life. Write all these people down. You may not still be communicating right now, but write down all the people that you have known in your life. And the people that you go out on a daily basis when you can go out, in the stores and everything, you become friends with or you smiled at. When you start writing it down, you're going to have a list. There's going to be more than one person on that list. So take the time to do that if you feel alone. The other thing is that you feel like you can't do anything. Well, look around your home. Look at something that you can do that you've always wanted to do but didn't have the time to do. So this is really a great opportunity. Switch it around. We're putting in a situation where we have to make the best of it. Our tools are many. Our tools are many. We just need to find out which of those tools we're going to use. Do you like to laugh? Do you like to make other people laugh? Think about jokes you can say. Think about if you have a child that is feeling down and out because they can't go out, ask them to be creative in how they can exercise or do something within the house that is going to break the house down. When you put your mind to it, there's so much for us to do out there. So much. And when we think about catastrophe, and I'll end with this, with just a little story. People have catastrophes on a daily basis, every time in the universe, all around the world. We don't always hear about it. They can lose loved ones, things that could happen to them physically. We're never guaranteed. Every day we're never guaranteed what's going to happen. Every day we're not guaranteed. And I thought about the time when I was sitting in an AA meeting. I went to see what it was like for a person that had a substance abuse problem. And I went to an AA meeting, and there was a gentleman that stood up there, and he was in this beautiful outfit, in his suit, and he looked so strong and robust. And he started to tell us about his life. His life today was not, in the way he looked, was totally different at a certain time in his life. And he started off telling that one time I was quite wealthy. I had many houses, I had the beautiful wife and kids, and I had everything in my hands. And then I started to socialize, I started to drink more and more, and my life started to go awry, but I didn't realize it. People tried to tell me, but I wasn't listening. And I led a very fast life, so fast that before you know it, I was on the ground suffering so bad because I lost all my houses, I lost all my things, I lost my beautiful wife, and I even lost my kids. For they no longer had respect for me. For I had taken, the disease had taken me so badly down that I hit to the ground and hard. And it wasn't until I found that I believed that there was a power greater than myself that could restore me, and that my life could somewhat come back together. It didn't look like that. Everyone was not talking to me. I was alone and homeless almost. But it took that time that I had to surrender and believe, and my energy I started to get enthusiastic that it's possible, but I had to hurt so bad to know that. And once I believed that there was a power greater than myself, I started to get my life back again. It didn't happen in a day or 2 days. It took maybe several years, but I stand in front of you today in one of my suits that I wore many years ago before I fell. And I stand to you today, and I don't have a whole lot of houses, but I got a few. And I do have another family, and my family, other family, my children, are speaking to me today. So when we think that it's over, it may not be over. And when you think you hit the bottom, you may not have hit your bottom to the point where you can't get back up again. So let's look at this right now in our lives. That this looks like it's pretty scary out there, but we have an opportunity to follow what they're saying, to follow the rules, to follow our segment of what they're suggesting for us to do so that this doesn't pass to others. We stay in our perimeters of 6 feet. We wear the gloves, we wash, we do everything that we need to do, and we try to stay in. And this, my friends, will pass. This too will pass. So focus on what you want, not what you don't want. Focus on the things that you can create, and you can make the world a better. And God's blessings. So now we'll have an upbeat song that we're going to be playing. But first, before we prove the continuity of life, and that's another part of what we believe as spiritualists, is that there is no dead, there's no dying, in the sense of our soul and who we are, our personality goes on. And so we prove it through mediumship. And when we do mediumship, the medium, what a medium is somebody that's in the middle and that communicates with spirit, and we give it to the sitter. And during this time, it's very important to be a high vibration, because spirit is a higher vibration. They're in the spirit side, which is quick, which is bada bing, bada bang, and we're here on the earth plane, which is dense and can be hard and cruel. And so what we do is we play this uplifting song so that the medium can better connect with the spirit can better connect with us. So that's why we play this song. And so we will do a few messages for those out there in our who's watching our videos. If you can connect with whoever comes in, I won't do many, but I will do as many as I'm drawn to do. And if you can connect with somebody had connected with our last one of the fellows that came in last time through the spirit side. And if you connect, please write and let us know. Okay? Thank you. And so now we will raise the vibration with our lovely song. So let the sun shine. That is elevating and uplifting, and the sun is going to shine, and it is shining today, thank goodness. So this is where we prove the continuity of life through bringing in a description and a personality and at least 5 different various, so that for those who may be watching, they can critique or see who this would go to. So as I'm opening up to spirit here, I have a tall gentleman with dark hair. He was a person that held a lot in, but he was also somebody that was in a position, I believe, he's actually showing me a uniform, so I'm really feeling he's more of a police officer than in the service. And as he's telling me he kind of like white-knuckled a lot of things, meaning as he didn't always like the way things went on in the police force and everything like that. I think that he was the type of police officer that was very conscious, so that when things were going on and weren't working well within the system of the police station or something like that, he'd often take it home with him and think about it. He was a pacer, somebody that would kind of walk back and forth when he had nervousness within him. He's telling me that he was married and he had 2 kids, and that I feel also that he was very, I feel protective, that when he was on the force and his family would have known this, that perhaps that he actually would drive by the house making sure things were fine when he was out there as a police officer. He comes and appears as the age would be anywhere from 58 to 50 or 60 even. I don't feel he was quite that old before he went on the spirit side. I feel also that he is somebody that was really, he did smoke at one time. I think he gave it up, but he would maybe start, have little puffs here and there, he's telling me. I feel that he is very, at this time, very kind of concerned about his daughter, who's an adult woman now, but he is just wanting to reach out to you. I feel like he's concerned because of your concern with what's going on right now, but I just feel like there's some pending, perhaps physical things that you need to look at or you're looking at right now, and he's there for you to comfort you, okay, and give you encouragement right now, because I feel that even though things might be shifting and changing within your body, that it's just a minor versus a major, and you know that, but it's just kind of pulling you down a little bit more than you normally would be. And there's no diagnosing here, we can never ever do that, but and we're not saying that, but it's light enough that I can say it, and you would understand what this means, okay? And so there's lots of love from your father. I feel is definitely a father on the spirit side, and love and blessings from him. Okay, and so I have a lovely lady here that's coming in. She was mid-sized here, roundish face, and brown hair. A little bit of auburn in it. She wasn't one to wear makeup. She was very. As she's standing here in front of me, she actually has a set of yarn, and I can't tell the difference whether it's crocheting or knitting here. Don't know all of that. So she's away. So she would have loved to have done this, and she's made many things. She's showing me little baby sets that she would make, all this kind of things. She would be very, very apt to make a lot and give it as gifts to others. I'm feeling within her body, I feel like almost like in my stomach area here, like a pull, like a pring in my stomach here, and I feel like my body just started to slow down here, but I do feel like there might have been something going on in her abdomen here, and that she I believe had an operation, and then from there it was really tough for her to. I have a woman here that's in the range of 5'4" or 5'5". I think more shorter than that. A darker hair, about up to here. I feel like she has an energy. I'm feeling like an aunt, that it would go to somebody that has an aunt on the spirit side. I believe she is mother's sister, as what I'm hearing from her, and I feel that she was somebody that was a hot ticket, because she's just so funny, and she is so full of like mischief. So she would like maybe in between the family talk about like, oh, this family member, this and that, not to be malicious or anything, but just funny. And she was a person that would love to give gifts and also receive them. When you gave her something, she always felt like, oh my God, this is beautiful. She would treasure this. She did like to dress and dress up. She, not glamorously, but she would like to wear dresses and things like that. When she worked, she would enjoy doing that. She was also very ill. It started off slow, where she went to the doctor's office, and then I'm feeling like she had perhaps cancer here, because I'm feeling my body's just wearing down, and I'm feeling that she didn't have the opportunity to finish something that was important for her to do in her life, and that was to watch her own children grow, or the way that she wanted to have things done. It just didn't turn out that way, but she watches out for each and every one of you, and she wants you to know that. And I feel that she's also, in trying to embed into me, my mind here, there's a ring or something that perhaps one of the kids have, and that she's very glad that they have the ring. And also that she was the kind of aunt that would go to the families, if there was one of the kids were in football or baseball or whatever, or cheerleading, that she would go. And she was always there, and she was very, very close to the family, and it was very devastating for everybody when she went to the spirit side, but she's doing well. She's not sequestered like we are, but she is very joyful and wants to, say, have fun. Make jokes, crack up, have a good time with the family, and there's lots of love and blessings from the spirit side for you. And I'm also getting a grandmother's energy very strongly here. She had a completely white hair, glasses, sort of this butt up to the chin here. She was very witty. She did a lot of her crossword puzzles and things like that, and she was very spry, very with it. And she would have her house, when you go into her house, everything was neat in its place and in its cupboard. And there was also, she showed me that there was a clock there, a tall clock here, so that when you would sit in her house, you would hear it, and it was soothing, okay? It was soothing. And I feel that a Bob's coming in, so it could be that she's connected to a Bob, and I feel like there's, she would love it when the family came. There was a good amount of you, at least 8 folks that were in the family, and there was always fun. I feel that when I come into her, when I'm feeling her body here, I'm feeling she had lower problems from the waist down. There was a lot of pressure on her back and her lower organs here, and I feel that she, and I feel in her age was perhaps in her early 70s when she went to the spirit side, and that she was, she just was so proud of her family, and very a loving grandmother and a mother to those that are still here. And she comes in with lots of love and blessings. And don't forget the flowers, plant. Don't forget, even though this is going on, she's saying, plant those. And I feel like she would have loved marigolds. So this would go to somebody that could place with the marigolds here. And there's lots of love and blessings from the spirit side. So I think I'm feeling the energy change, and I'm feeling that we would like to put this out to folks. And if you can connect with any one of these loved ones here, please let us know, like and share. We also want to let you know that if you need any support, that we're here for you. You look to our website, and we can, if you need to call, there's a number there to call. And sometimes that's the best way to reach me specifically. And we just want to be a support to you, and that's why we're trying to at least give you a service that you can watch during the evening. And we are here, and we are, remember, thoughts are things. This is our belief. You want to visualize, take the time to visualize peace in the earth, everyone healthy. This too will pass. And surround yourself with positive things. Watch positive things. Keep yourself busy, and then there will truly be peace on earth. Love and blessings.